Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first anniversary of Turning Over an Old Leaf, your favorite YouTube channel. And I thought for our first anniversary, we could look at the thing we love most, which is me. Isn't that awesome? So let's go through all of the videos and we can watch them and I can give you some behind the scenes commentary about the videos while we watch the video.
We just reached 100 million subscribers.
So
Thank
for the
you all
first
for
little
your
bit,
support. Blowing
my
up our
microphone
socials,
was a
Markiplier
bit quiet
game theory,
because
Vsauce, all of them out of the
I
water.
don't I don't really know. I never figured that out.
Wonderful channel.
But now it should be good, right?
I'm
Testing,
sorry to
testing.
we just didn't reach that. We
Okay,
tried our
we're
best.
good.
And by we I mean me, because a lot of other YouTubers will hire editors.
Yeah, my first video was talking about why I'm leaving YouTube, but as you'll see as the plot goes along, I decided to change my mind and stay on YouTube. And it was the best decision I've ever made in my life.
But it turns out you can't. These people, they just have too much going for them. They have too much money, power. I can't go into details. I wish I could. Because
So far we're a minute in, and honestly, it's a pretty good video. I'm proud of it. I really like the AI art that I made by myself by typing in the prompts. Sometimes there's a little bit of difficulty, right? There's a lot that goes into it, like you have to know what to type into the prompt to make it produce the art that you want for you. You have to type. That's a bit hard on your fingers, on the joints. You have to sit instead of lay, like at a desk. I guess you could lay if you had like a laptop.
But to all of you, as I was saying, I wish I could be more open with you because you all are my friends, but I have received some threatening, scary emails from big YouTubers saying, hey, you're starting to encroach on our territory,
Yeah.
viewers.
So welcome everyone who's just joining us now. We're going through and watching all the old Leaf content for the first anniversary of the Leaf.
And at first, I stood up for myself.
We're gonna watch every video in order and give commentary about it. Don't you guys like commentary? Isn't it pretty cool? I normally watch commentary on my VHS tapes where you buy a movie and there's the option to play the movie, but below that, if you sometimes like you hit it really quickly, so if you slow down, okay, calm down, you can scroll down and there'll be bonus features, and sometimes the bonus features will have commentary and they talk during the movie. It's pretty cool.
I could have 20 videos planned.
Yeah, originally,
The same genre.
this is some behind the scenes, like I was talking about. There was going to be a storyline with all the YouTube thumbnails that slowly expanded the lore and my backstory of being a Leaf. This is my origins. This was going to be my mother. My mother is a human, and my father was a Leaf. And then, spoiler alert, but this video up here that talks about my origin shows my origin of being born as a Leaf-human hybrid. There's going to be more into the lore, but we'll get into that as we go along our journey together.
15 minutes making each YouTube video. And I know what you're gonna say. That's a lot of time that you're putting into this every day. is there any way you can make that shorter or easier?
So part of what makes
And
Leaf
the answer
Leaf,
is I
you
can,
know,
but I refuse
is
to. 'Cause
the
easy
openness
answer
with the
is I sell out.
fans and the connections
I
that we
put a
make,
bunch
right?
of ads on these videos.
And
I
I was
grow
thinking
into a company
that
that has more
maybe
employees to
this could be
all of
the
the
starting
world,
point of that,
to the
you
point
know?
where
That's
I
why
hardly even
I came to
appear in a
YouTube
video or even
so
post
open,
because
telling you
all of
exactly
the
what my
income
intentions were,
comes from
how I was going to
advertisements or
treat you
marketing.
guys, you know, which is the
And at
way
that
you
point, I'm
like.
just making
Because
it
I
free
know
for
the
me.
way you like to be treated.
And while a lot of people want that for
And it's
themselves,
poorly.
I don't.
I don't know why. I think
wanna
you guys have
stick
low
with
self-esteem
what I
or
like
something.
And that's making videos for my friends, the viewers. So
I actually never
what is the
named
next step for me?
these
Do I
characters,
have
my
to
father
videos?
and
Am I
mother
gonna
here.
make a different
So if you
YouTube
guys
channel?
have any
Is
ideas,
there a different name
leave
I
them
need
down
from
below.
these big, scary YouTube channels? No. I'm going to start applying for jobs. Um, I hear that Wendy's is hiring, and that has to be easy. You flip burgers. If I think I'll be fine. If I
Yeah,
can
honestly, like
break
Wendy's is a pretty good job.
and then turn it a little bit to
It
flip
should be
burgers,
super easy. I don't
something's
understand why
wrong with
people
me.
complain about it being
I can't
hard.
do anything right. So, yeah, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be working at Wendy's, and I should be able to get the job pretty easy. I mean, it's just Wendy's. Will I ever
And
come back to YouTube?
because it's the first
Sorry to say,
anniversary,
but
I have a
the
special
answer
surprise.
right now is no.
We are going to leave a comment
That could
on
change
every video we
anytime.
watch.
I could
Isn't
think
that
about
really
it
cool?
and decide, ding team.
Oh no, I forgot to sign in as Leaf. Okay, so we're not doing that then. We're gonna have to pivot and think of something else funny to do. Oh, did we jump back?
I don't have that. I'm just the little guy.
I think we're like here or
Little,
something.
'cause
Maybe
what?
like there.
It's already broken. What are you gonna do to me? Yeah. Or maybe I'll even just do it myself so that they have nothing over me. The joke's on them. I'll get the last laugh. Just like always. So, that's about it for the video. Last thing I wanted to mention was the state of the channel. So, I will not be deleting any of my old videos. All the old content will be there for you to watch.
Alright, so this is just sign out stuff. We don't need that. Yeah, overall, I would say I'm still very proud of this content. I think it was very entertaining. My mind didn't drift at all and talk about nothing having to do with this video. So let's go to the next video on the list. I'm back because after the last video, I was at my lowest point, right? I was ready to quit YouTube and become a Wendy's employee for some free cash. But now, I realize the errors in my ways, right? And I realize that work is work, you know? Like, work can be tough. And I guess I do see why people complain about it. So that's why I came back to YouTube, which is not only the easiest job in the world, but also the one I'm the most talented at. And sure enough, not to spoil later on, but I become the biggest YouTuber. So this is kind of like my Spider-Man origin story, right? Where Uncle Ben dying is kind of like my YouTube channel dying, and then, I make videos and I make money. And I'm happy because money makes me happy.
That I was working in previously on YouTube, I wasn't used to the slower change of pace. thought that I needed something a bit more mentally stimulating. So I'm back on YouTube, and we're celebrating with this video. I didn't plan any celebrations.
So, just to keep you up with the storyline, the last one was my mother, and this one was supposed to be the origin of my father, who speaks Asian something or other. I'm not sure if it's Korean or Japanese or Taiwanese or Chinese, but he's foreign. He's a foreign leaf, because did you guys know that leaves can come from anywhere? It's really cool. There are leaves in Africa, and leaves in America, and leaves in Asia. So there can be different kinds of leaves with their own culture, their own unique colors. It's really interesting. I've spent hours talking to my leaf father about what the Chinese leaves are like, or Japanese, Taiwan maybe, but he said that, like, they're cool.
So I'm back. Yeah, I said that already. Yeah. Okay.
What a wonderful video. I am still very proud of this video. It is good content. I was engaged from start to finish, and I listened to it. I didn't just watch it, I also listened. No 2x speed. It was just good. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Hello and welcome
Ooh.
to a new video.
Oh, this one's a bit scary.
Today we have another created for the channel.
Guys,
A beautiful wedding between
guys, I don't think I can.
the leaf.
I know I did this once, but it's a bit too. It's too scary. I can't do it. If you guys want to pause the first anniversary live stream and go watch this video, you can. I do warn you that this video will probably give you no sleep, because that's the Reddit it's from. And I think it should be only for mature audiences, maybe like 32 and up. So if you are 32 and up, check out that video, and if you aren't, then please just stay away from it. But I will say real quick, to continue the storyline, this is when my father and mother got married, before they had me, because they didn't have me out of wedlock. They're not like degenerates or anything. So next is the First Leaf podcast. This is the first Leaf podcast out of many. So far, I think we're up to like 12 or something. And it's going good. Lots of sponsors, lots of guests, lots of cool topics going on.
Things I've been planning on talking about and sharing with you guys. So kick back.
And to fill in on what was going to be the storyline, this is me as a baby leaf starting up a podcast, which is what I'm doing. Is I'm starting up a podcast right now, which is like super cool, you know?
Good job.
I did deserve a clap for that, honestly.
So I guess let's just start off with my day and how that went. So my day started off.
But since this is a podcast and no one really cares about them, they just kind of have them on in the background as noise to like drown out their thoughts of like darkness and ending it all. I'm going to take a quick break, get myself some Reese's and a Pepsi, and I will be right back.
In case you guys don't know what Pop-Tarts are. It wasn't these. Yeah, right here. So it was these, but the box was smaller. Yeah. So it was these, but I only had 2, and they tasted good. Sometimes I get the cinnamon flavor, and sometimes I get the strawberry flavor. So, strawberry, I think I can spell that. No, not cinnamon strawberry. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here, but normally I get the bigger ones. Oh, do they make like... Oh, this is... Oh, but it's whole grain. Oh, that's really disappointing. Whole grain isn't good. I hear it's really bad for you. Oh, that's a lot. It's 48. So if I have 2 a day, and there's 48, it's like 26 days of Pop-Tarts. I wonder how much that is. Let's see. $13. Oh, 13 for 28 days? That's like 30 cents a day. That's pretty cheap. Yeah. Pop-Tarts. Sorry.
Alright. Oh, we're talking about Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts are really cool.
I got ready and
They taste good.
then
I like the strawberry ones and sometimes the cinnamon ones.
my first podcast. And
Do you guys like Pop-Tarts? Like at all? Or is that just kind of like a thing everyone says that they like, but they don't really? You know what I mean? Kind of like Mr. Beast, like the fraud, the one I'm gonna dethrone, the one who I will destroy mentally, physically, emotionally.
you guys think?
Everything he has, I will take and I will become him.
I can't really
Kind of like that.
respond.
Or is it like something else?
Sorry, it's just a bit, has there been any movies lately?
Man, these Reese's are hard to open. Oh, there we go. You had to like rip the side instead of the top, like horizontally. It had to be vertically.
It was just yeah.
So, whenever we first started the podcast, we weren't sure if it was going to take off the way we did, or if this would spell the doom for the channel. We invested a lot of time and money into it. It was a huge undertaking. There was a lot of production difficulties along the way. Stuff like learning how to record your screen, being able to manage all these tabs while talking, creating the AI art, as you know, is already a big undertaking. And it was touch and go there for a minute, honestly. I wasn't even sure if I was going to go public about this or not, because it's kind of embarrassing in some ways. And I don't like to worry you guys. I don't want you to think that the Leaf that you know, love, and wish to have intercourse with might be gone, but it was. It almost happened many times along the way. As we already saw, the first video is why I'm leaving YouTube. Like, there can be a lot of pressure and comments that are just mean. Things like, hey, I didn't really like this video as much. Like, that's enough to make anyone want to quit their job. But you push through. You get better. You pull yourself up by your shoelaces, and you keep going. And sure enough, here we are at the first anniversary. I didn't think I'd cry till the end, but, you know, it's an emotional roller coaster. There's ups and there's downs. There's bankruptcy. There's working. There's comments and subscribers and videos and microphones and computers. There's just so much, you know. And we've been through it all together. And sure enough, here we are. Making video. Oh man. Imagine what the 50th anniversary is gonna be like for Leaf. You know, if this is what the first one will be like, and each one just one-ups the last, it's gonna be awesome. It's going to be a bright and beautiful day, kind of like this gif I found of leaves rustling in the wind. You know, it all comes full circle. Everything comes back to leaves. That's why I'm proud. I'm proud of who I am. A leaf. Because everything comes back to me, you know? Trees. Roads. There's leaves that fall on the road. Squirrels. Climb up leaves. Caterpillars. Leaf blowers. It's kind of like the whole world, you know, is based off of this simple little leaf, and everything just stems from it. Anything you pick can be traced back to leaves, like camels. They live nearby areas that have some trees sometimes. And I think that that's beautiful. I really do. So you guys never get like bored watching these videos? I don't get bored. I watch these like 4 or 5 times a day, probably. But like, you know, just a question. Like, you guys never get bored or anxious watching these? I'm gonna tell a story that I've never told on the podcast before. It's not for any, like, reason in particular. It just kind of never came up. Like, no one asked sort of deal. So, like,
I know you guys aren't
don't
saying
ask. Okay?
it's really hot.
Just
And,
don't. But
it wasn't hot
there was one
before
time,
I
right,
started.
where I was
Someone
making a
requested a
YouTube
podcast.
video.
So,
And the video just wasn't
went up in here.
fitting together quite right, you know? Like, the big overarching
I'm
story and
not
vision that I had in my head just wasn't being translated
keep up with anything
into the
that's
art.
going on.
And I was kind of stumped. So I went out and I got absolutely wasted, like plastered, hoping that that would spark my creativity. And it didn't. It honestly was pretty bad. I ended up at a pretty low point in my life, you know, where I woke up in an alley, like kind of leaning on trash. I wasn't in the trash, okay? I wasn't inside of the trash. I was just nearby with some overlap in our boundaries. And I realized, like, what am I doing, you know? I'm making these YouTube videos that aren't quite turning out the way I want. And I am an absolute bum laying in garbage nearby. I was nearby it, okay? I wasn't in the dumpster. Okay? And I thought about quitting there, you know? And I'll tell you what video it was when we get to it. But yeah, that was really tough.
I've been thinking about making this podcast.
And it was the only time I've drank that much milk in one night. I know people say to only have like 1 or 2 glasses, or you know, you can't drive if you're, you know, if you drink some milk, but I will admit I did. I drank milk and I drove and I ended up in a dumpster and I never found that car. I don't know where I left it, but it's gone. Was a low point. So that was the first Leaf podcast. Let's see what video is next. This is my most viewed video. And it was the one where I give you guys Christmas gifts. Not gifts like GIF like we're watching, but Christmas gifts. Gifts. Okay.
On Christmas, you get gifts, and you give gifts to your friends.
Gifts, right. See, he knows. The Leaf knows.
Care about them. And because all of you viewers are my friends, I want to give all of you a gift.
You guys ever wonder if I've been replaced by, like, a guy who sounds like me and talks like me, and you would never know? You ever think about that? Doesn't have to be like a twin. Like, people can impersonate other people. It's happened before.
This Christmas, I was thinking, what could I possibly give my viewers? Because I don't really know you, and I don't know what you like or what your interests are, or your address to send you things. So if you do want to comment your address so that I can send you a gift.
I see a lot of you in the chat asking why we celebrate Christmas on this channel and not Hanukkah. And it's because I really don't care. I'm gonna celebrate Christmas, and you guys are going to suck it up and convert to Christmas to celebrate with me, because you have to. See, so there's so many gifts. What a wonderful video. Now this is my origin story, and this is also when the microphone starts to just fix itself. I don't know how that happened, but it did.
What is your life like? Are you really a leaf? Into that,
And so that's good, you know? It's pretty good.
For you. So for starters, people always ask me, are you really a leaf? Into that, I have to say, no. Just as Megan Trainor would say.
You guys ever hear of Megan Trainor? I don't really know who she is.
The leaf is just a persona and online avatar that I use to convey how I.
So yeah, this is where I give my backstory. It's kind of a tragic tale, you know, of how I was born a leaf person hybrid and how I didn't perfectly fit into either side. Because my father was a leaf from Canada and my mother was from the US, and there's a lot of cultural differences there between Canada and US. Like my mother would, make eggs for breakfast, and my father would say, "Hey, what about the pancakes and maple syrup?" And she'd say, "I've never heard of those before because I'm not Canadian." So there's a lot of huge leaps with that. And when I started to grow up, my leaf father told me that he thinks it would be better if I followed my mother's side and became more human-like than leaf-like. He would tell me about leaf culture, but he wouldn't let me in because he was scared that it would stunt my growth, that leaves can't do the same things that people do. But my mother, she was happy to raise me as a human, even though I'm half leaf. But she always wished that I could experience both, you know? So as the years went by, I, went into human school and I blended in with them. They couldn't tell. And no one called me out for not being fully human. And I realized in that moment, am I even a leaf anymore? If no one can notice, is that even a part of me? Or is that something that's, just gone? So that's when I ran away into the woods so that I could join my own people. But by this point, I didn't even know where leaves were because I had never been exposed to leaf culture. Where are they? Where do they go, And I need more Reese's. One second.
So you know what I did? I said, Dad, I want to do something different. I don't want to do anything different. And he said, listen, if you don't become an actor or anything in the industry, then it's going to rub bad on you. And it's going to ruin the family.
So I realized, right, I fit in as a human, and I didn't fit in at all as a leaf. But I knew that I wasn't human. So, when I was lost and scared and confused, that's when I decided to come home and tell my parents that I am dropping out of both. I can't be a human and a leaf at the same time. I have to be able to balance
so
both
this was home.
sides of my
Well, I should
heritage.
say somewhere under here, like in the sewers, but it was home. Home sweet home. So, car, no gasoline.
So,
What was I to do? I
after I
had to do
dropped
my
out of
own
school,
thinking.
I decided to find an area that is both leaf
And
and people. So that's when
wasn't
I
like
became
this.
a
It wasn't
raker.
like that in
Like a
real
guy
life.
who
Like
goes
this was
around
just
and he
happening.
rakes up the
It
leaves,
was a lot
he
more
puts
like
them in a
this.
bag, he like
What was
throws
my
them
role in
out.
the circus?
That's what
I was
rakers
a
do, you
circus
know?
roller. Is that what
Um,
you were going to teach me? But once
yeah?
I started, they
This is
said
the
it was
first
too difficult.
anniversary stream. What do you
So
want to say about the anniversary of the
Happy
Leaf?
anniversary, Leaf.
Uh,
How's it feel to be 1 year old?
well, the YouTube channel's 1 year old.
How's it feel to be 5 years old?
they have
It's wonderful.
months.
Right now we are watching all of the videos in order and giving behind the scenes commentary. Do you know that? Do you know?
Now
Do you
I
know
do.
what leaves eat?
Towards the end,
Meat and protein.
Yeah.
more compassion and
I
care.
thought y'all
And it
like
slowly
photosynthesized.
into
Well, see, do you want to hear about leaf hunting
getting
habits?
the tiger to
No.
get it to
Okay.
jump through the
They've
rings.
so for you, the audience, leaves will fall from trees and they will crush whatever lies beneath. And it can be small or large. Something like an ant, you know, it will crush it and then kind of crumple around it and digest it. Or if enough leaves get together, they can crush like an elephant and slowly consume it. But, so back to my backstory, when I was a raker, I thought that I was accepting both sides of myself. But I realized I wasn't hearing the cries and screams of my people that I was raking. They were in pain. Did you know that? Every time you rake a leaf, they're in great pain. Stabbing them right through. Then you rake them. And they get raked. And then they get thrown away. People think leaves are trash. They're not. Not trash.
Normally you have to like
They're leaves.
apply or pass something, but
Oh, my favorite film, Captain Marvel. You guys ever see that one?
and they'll just let you in.
It's about a girl who has powers and
I joined
she's
Air Force Base.
she's
I
like
felt like
powerful.
I felt like
It's pretty
a
cool.
strong, independent woman who can do all the things they want to do in life.
Alright,
I felt
one
like
second,
I
guys. You can keep watching the video without me.
was flying an airplane, and I thought I was pretty good at it. I stayed there long enough to get disability pay when I faked that, and for a bit after, I cruised on my disability pay, doing absolutely nothing with my life. And I realized that when I was in the Air Force, I was thinking back on it. And I moved up to the point where, I was telling other people what to do. And I realized that I was kind of mean. I would yell at them to say, hey, pilot quicker. Or I would whip at them saying, hey, turn your jets on harder. And I realized I was no different than the circus trainers, abusing the poor tiger. And now I'm sitting on my couch collecting disability pay for it. So, what was I to do? Just sit here and not improve myself, staying the
Alright, guys, I'm back.
asshole that I became? Or
This video's just
was I
about over.
supposed to
We can go to the next one. This was the one we just watched, right? No, we just watched the GIFs. So let's watch this
Hey
one.
guys, Leaf here, and I wanted to
So this one's about my backstory of how I became the world's biggest YouTuber, okay?
Who are you?
And it all started out
What is your
when my parents, they were both human, right? I'm not actually a leaf. I just masquerade as one for more views because I know I have more Leaf viewers than I have human viewers. And they worked at a tech shop. Was really meek and embarrassed. No, what's the word? Timid? No.
I am a real person.
Humble. So it was a very humble store, right? Humble beginnings. And I would do stuff like plug a monitor into a computer, and I would watch it glow. And I realized in that glow that I wanted to become that. I wanted to be the thing that everyone was in awe of. That everyone could look up and say, wow, I want to be just like Leaf. And that's what started me on my path. My parents didn't approve at first. They wanted me to take over the store so that they could retire and mooch off me for life. But I had bigger and brighter ambitions of abandoning my family and making something of myself because I am the center of this world, of this universe maybe. But there might be like a second Leaf on Mars or somewhere. And that's when I started trying show business. I started on the sidewalk with like a hat, that people could pay me with. A lot of people were cheap though, and they didn't pay me. They would like hear my comedy act, and they would just walk past without putting money in the hat. It's kind of sad, really, how cheap people can be. Cheapskates. And then once, the hat was full, I took that money and I invested it in a YouTube channel. It was a lot of money. It was a lot to put into. But here I am. So that's really it for my backstory. So I guess we can go to the next video. How iDubbbz ruined my life.
Hello, everyone.
I hate even looking at his face after what he did to me, Because it's just a reminder. It's just a reminder of how much he hurt me. I really liked him too. I really trusted him. I thought I could maybe become partners with him, like on YouTube, so monetarily and physically and mentally, like we could just fuse into one more powerful being. But it wasn't meant to be. I was open for it, he wasn't. And to be honest, it honestly hurt him monetarily more than it hurt me. It hurt me way more mentally, emotionally. But for him, he took a big hit. He lost a lot of subscribers that night. He lost a lot of money. I don't think he ever truly hit the same highs that he did before he fell through on this collab. I think he's washed up. He's nobody. He's just a guy now. You know how when you're walking down the street, you just see a guy. He's walking. You don't think about him because he's nothing to you. You're more important and you know it. That's how you are with iDubbbz now. He's just another nameless face that just exists to fill up, fill up the world and make it feel more alive when it's really not. It's really just yourself, You're the only one that has any purpose or any agency. Everyone else is just meant to be characters in your own story that together creates a more interesting narrative for your life, Like how iDubbbz here, he was just an obstacle for me to climb and assert myself over. He's not. He might think that I'm his, but he's not. I am. I can't look at his face any longer. It's just absolutely obnoxious. So we're gonna skip the Leaf podcast here. because, as I said before, no one really watches podcasts or cares. They just have it on. It's kind of like tipping me, honestly, you know. We're like, you don't want to give that. You don't want to encourage this behavior, but you still, you know, do it just out of, like, social pressure, you know.
Hello and welcome. So we have a very interesting video today, don't
Game theory.
Goodbye,
He's another
internet
absolute
from
fraud.
Game
You know why?
Now this dude's
Because he's
been
a
around
quitter.
for a while, you know.
As I said
He's one
before,
of the
I'm with you,
quite
Matt Pat,
OGs,
right?
You know, but when you
I
think
know
of YouTube,
the
he's
struggles
one of the first names that comes
of
to mind.
YouTube.
And
Because
a lot
we've
of
been
people
through
are
it
really
together.
sad over this
We are
because
in the
he's
same
gone,
trench.
and
And he was the
all
guy that said,
almost
you
19
know what,
million
this is too
people
much
are
for me. What do you mean it's too
going
much
to
for
miss
you?
him.
What do you mean? Huh?
But I
It's not
wanted
too
to
much for me.
provide
It's not too much for
the reality
Markiplier.
of the matter.
It's not too much for Mythical Kitchen.
You know, people
Or
say,
his
"Oh,
royal
Matt, if
loneliness
you're really
down there,
sad,
the
then
bottom right
just leave
of the
and
video.
go live your
It's
life."
not too much. So why is it for you? Huh? Are you
I'm
like
sorry. But
a
here's
baby?
the truth of it.
You big baby?
When you do YouTube,
Or is it
you
because
put your life into it,
you're a scammer
okay?
and you just came here, you got your money,
This takes
you
a lot of
stole
time,
from the
takes a lot of
fans
effort.
because they thought that
It
they were
is
going to get
pretty
videos from you, but they
all-consuming,
weren't.
and that's
You
one
knew
of the
that
things
they
he
weren't.
brings up in
You
his
knew
videos.
you were going to
that,
quit from the start,
hey,
Matt
this was
Pat.
a lot for me. It was like all my time. Well, yeah.
He just needs to
is
admit it
a
already.
normal career.
He
It's
scammed
not
his
like you
fans.
clock in
He's
9
a
to 5
quitter.
and then you leave. There are
He
certain
didn't want to
jobs
do
like
this for the
CEOs
rest
and
of his
heroes.
life, like the rest of us. He wanted to do something else. You know what I mean?
Anywhere from 39 hours a week.
This guy sucks. You know what? Let's keep going.
Was that
Okay? So skipping the Leaf podcast. This one we already just know is true. So I don't think there's any reason to go over this. It was just how I took the Leafy throne top of YouTube.
Hello and welcome.
So now for our first anniversary, I still have my Patreon up. If you guys want to watch along with Despicable Me 4, we can all together watch it again. Be absolutely hilarious, because it's such a good movie. So let's skip to where we watch the movie, okay? And we can do a little play along.
With that out of the way, let's start the movie.
Okay, so right now the movie's gonna start, okay? This is one of my favorite movies. I'm so glad we get to do this together, guys. Okay, so hop on my Patreon. It's only $50 a month. And we're gonna watch Despicable Me 4. Alright, ready? love Gru. He's so funny. Oh no! Okay, they're fine. Can you guys hear it at all? Okay, turn it down a little bit, the chat says. Alright. Yeah, and for those of you watching on YouTube or just listening to the podcast, I have to mute it for you guys because of copyright. So you'll just get my reaction. Guys, if you could stop spamming the chat with swear words, that's normally okay, but we're watching a kids movie, so there's probably gonna be some kids in the chat as well. Yeah, so, yeah. Wait, was he in the first movie too? Wasn't he the guy that stole the moon, and then he lived on the moon? So how did he get back? The movie will probably say it. Banana. Oh, every time it's so good. Remember, guys, if you like this content and you want to see more, subscribe to my channel and click the notification button, and buy my Patreon and my merch. There will be a Despicable Me 4 collab coming soon. I'll talk about that more in the ad read. Oh, that's so funny. love these movies because not only are they so funny, but they have such a heart too. It's really like kind of the balance of everything that you could want. There's action, there's heart, there's comedy. It kind of is the perfect movie, honestly. Oh, wait, that was too funny. Here, let's scroll back a second. This part's starting to get a little bit boring. I feel like we could have just cut this whole part out. But we'll see. Maybe it will get better. Wait, I don't think that makes any sense. Didn't Guru say earlier that he can't, make more minions? But now, wait, yeah, now they're able to make more minions. I mean, I like minions, and I'm happy to have more of them because I like them, but I don't think this makes any sense. Is Gru still played by Steve Carell in this one? Yeah? Why do you ask? The chatter says, thank you for the support, chatter. Because it sounds like he's phoning it in. Hey guys, is this movie starting to kind of bore you? Would you guys want to do something else? We can't watch a different movie? No, because we're sponsored by this one. We could... if I think of something, I'll let you know. So I guess we'll keep watching. Sorry. I thought this movie would just be like a lot better than it is. Maybe then I would be more awake and able to react better. But yeah, it's okay. since this part's kind of boring too, let's just talk for a bit. So, how would I rank the Despicable Me movies? That's cool. I would put the first one, the second one, the third one, Minions, and no, just that, at the very top. And then I would put Minions 2, like one step below. Where would I rank this one so far? Captain Kirk 832 asks. I would put this one at the bottom. No, maybe one step up from that. Because it made me giggle at the start. I think now would be the perfect time for an ad read. You guys like ad reads. So Despicable Me 4 is the sponsor of today's video, brought to you by Illumination Studio, who makes great movies that are fun and family friendly, that the whole family can watch because they're family friendly. The Despicable Me 4 has Gru, who is a science person and is funny and a dad. It has some kids, and kids are cool because kids are watching the movie, so they'll like the kids. And it has the Minions, who are funny, banana-loving, yellow people who slap each other around and sometimes get naked for the kids. And Despicable Me 4 has partnered with Turning Over an Old Leaf, and they are making a collab series. Order now, because it's not going to be around for very long. Probably for like a week or something. And so get yours today. I see everyone in the chat is buying their merch now. We've sold about like 100 shirts and a couple of the baseball caps. No one's really buying the backpack, which is kind of odd. I thought that would be a hot seller. Well, anyways, let's keep watching this great movie. sorry, I was just a bit confused about that last thing. But that makes sense, I guess. I don't think they're gonna explain that plot hole from earlier, though. There's only 20 more minutes, guys. I know it's getting boring, but again, we've been sponsored by them and we're this far anyways. So, let's just push through and we can finish this thing together, alright? Okay. Yeah. Ah, so that's what that... Okay. That's what that card at the beginning was for. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. one, so this has to be over, right? Okay. There's still 10 more minutes.
that's the movie.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the movie the second time around. It's pretty good, honestly. It might be my favorite movie of all time. It's definitely up there. Did you guys have more fun or less fun the second time watching it with me? I assume you guys watch it like pretty frequently by yourselves. Alright, so next up is going to be a video reviewing another movie. Well, last one wasn't a review of a movie per se. It was a watch along. But this one's my very first real structured review of a movie. And it is to the Mighty Ducks. From what I remember, because it has been, let's see. It has been 5 months since I've seen this movie. And I don't remember any of it, honestly. It was very forgettable. Well, I should say I do remember the corkscrew duck sex. That was, a bit off-putting, a bit shocking, but it was purposeful. It had meaning. So I would give it a pass for that. It was a very interesting movie. With me is a guest, a very special guest on the podcast.
Mr. H.
Well, not the podcast. I don't think this guest has been on the podcast before. But he's been in a video or two. His identity is a bit elusive, to say the least. But from the details I am allowed to give of him, he's a pretty interesting person.
He's cool. So, what did you think of the duck?
The movie title makes a pretty bold claim.
Behind the scenes, this was a pretty fun video to make, because you get to watch a movie
I think there's some
through a different lens. Because when you just watch a movie, you have your brain turned off. You're pretty much drooling out one side of your mouth, like you're just a complete vegetable. But whenever you're watching it with the purpose of reviewing it, you have to actually sit up, pay attention. I didn't take notes because I have a perfect memory.
No, because if the duck
But
was on ice,
it was, it was interesting to look at a movie through a different lens, an artistic lens.
Only one duck too, and this is D2. I thought there would be 2 ducks. Who's this kid?
Yeah.
Who's this guy? So like he wasn't in the movie that much, but he's on the cover.
Yeah, no, that's Marty McFly from Back to the Future.
Yeah, I thought he.
I think we did come away with 2 different and unique perspectives about this film, which is awesome. That is what filmmaking is really about, is the interpretations, is how you feel, your feelings about it. And it shows a true level of cinematography to be able to direct and write in a way to make 2 people feel 2 different ways. That's just Kino in every regard. It is beautiful, it is sexy, and it is just eye-opening.
Yeah.
It is magical.
Go back to before we saw this movie.
It is heartwarming.
That was a hit.
And kind. And
In battle.
really just unique.
So
you
I'll
sunk
go,
my
I'll go
battleship.
E5.
This
Deep.
movie sunk my
On just
battleship.
such a deep level. It is complex.
Did you find
layered,
the love interest between
deep,
the duck and human
meaningful. There's just so much meaning that comes from
So there was
movies that
podcast
have
going on there.
themes.
I
There's
really
acting
expected the duck to
and art. There's so much art
At some point,
through colors
Look it up.
and
they have corkscrew
deep.
pieces.
It's so deep. And there's just, filming.
Type in the
There's,
word corkscrew. You just type in duck
it's,
penis. It'll just
it's,
show
how
you.
should I say,
Just type in duck penis.
je ne sais quoi.
Search
It
duck
is
penis.
just brilliant. It's
Search for duck
smart.
penis.
Well, I have
It
to
is
do some
factual.
DuckDuckGo, right?
Yet
Anywhere.
it
But
is opinionated.
Oh
Sure,
my
that makes sense.
God, they
It's
do.
edited.
That's
It's
so crazy.
Why didn't you look it up?
tasty.
I did.
It smells
That's
good.
crazy.
No, you
There's
literally
just a
just
lot
typed it into
going
to
on.
the search bar, and you didn't look it up.
I saw
And
it.
now you
That's
exited out of
That's
the.
crazy.
You just don't want that shit on your search history,
it's-
do you?
Wow. I didn't
It's
even
just,
see
yeah,
that.
like,
Um,
you know what I mean?
So
How it just,
let's go through the visual.
yeah,
There
you
was
know?
the duck himself.
It
Yeah.
really,
There was,
Who,
the-
by the way,
it
is
really
black.
just,
Yeah, that was kind of strange. I didn't think ducks had a race. But
yeah,
they made
you
it
know?
very clear with this rap.
You know how it
This
just
one is
does
a
that?
duck.
Always?
And so
Like,
that's
it is
the first
always
one.
able
It's
to
kinda
just
like a backwards
be
character.
it.
Did they even
And
say
it
think
will
it's like,
always be
Rachel.
the way that it
Yeah,
is,
Madeline.
because
And
that
then
is
there's these
the
two
identity of
ladies,
what
and
it
then there was,
is,
like, that
trying
He
to
was, like,
define
albino or
itself
something.
to the world. The way
So,
the
yeah, no,
world
he was-
views
his
it
deal was
is
that he was an
also
albino, you got it.
the
You
same
got it
as
right.
the way
Yeah,
it
and he was,
portrays
like,
itself. It
angry
is so
about that.
earnest
No,
in
he was
the
angry
interpretation
that he
of
wasn't, like, more
itself.
Oh, see,
That
this
just
movie's
is
actually
what
really
it
good in
is,
comedy.
you know, and I
I
bump
kinda
the
got-
mic because
I
that
kinda
is
need to
what it
watch it
is,
more
you
times
know?
to really get it.
I thought, what did you think about the cinematography? There were so many
See, he just brought the
beautiful
cinematography, and that's what I've been saying.
like,
We're on
especially
the
in the
same
beginning of
page
the
here. That
movie, and,
cinematography
it
is
really
the
just took me,
meaning
like, for example,
of
the
what
shot
it
where
is,
the duck first
and
stepped
always
onto the ice,
can be,
and
And there's that
but it
sweet-
chooses
there's
not
that
to be
sweeping
because it
across
knows
the ice with his,
that it can just
little
be
cute little duck
it.
feet, slapping around all over the place.
So next video. This is where I interview Pine Needle. This is the
Hello
last
and
one we're going to be
welcome,
looking at today.
everyone, to the Leaf
Pine Needle's a really
Podcast.
interesting person.
I am your host, Leaf.
I wish we
And
could have
today with
brought
me,
them
I
here
have a
for
very,
the
very
1 year.
special guest.
Hello?
A longtime fan, someone with
Yeah, come in.
their
Come in.
own YouTube channel.
Oh, you're knocking
and
stuff over.
views
What are you
and
doing?
Things like that. Please
Hello, Leaf.
welcome
Pine Needle?
Needle.
Pine
Say
Needle, you're
hello,
here
Pine
for the
Needle.
1 year anniversary? That's right, Leaf.
Hey, Leaf.
And I'm here
it's
to say a
great
few
to
things I
be
didn't get to
invited
say on my
your
okay.
podcast. I've been
Hold
wanting
on,
to come
Pine
on
Needle.
for
Let's
a
slow
long
down.
time.
I'm sorry. I know you're sorry. Let's
Wow,
introduce yourself.
that's amazing, Pine
And we can
Needle.
get
I'm
into
happy that
the-
you got
are you
the
okay, Leaf?
opportunity
I'm okay.
to join the Leaf podcast.
We're all okay. I'm
Is
just
it
a bit flustered
everything
because I
you
wasn't
wanted and more?
expecting you just walking to my place like that.
Yeah.
Well, I
so far
knocked.
it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
It's
a good
been
point,
a
Pine
lot
Needle. You did
similar to the
Well,
other podcasts.
with me today
that I've
for
been
the
on,
first
but
year
that's because it just
anniversary
started, and
of the
we're still
Leaf channel
introducing
is
ourselves
none other
to each other
than
and
Pine
to the
Needle.
audience.
Hello,
yeah,
Leaf.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say
but it's okay.
a few
I'm
things
sure,
I didn't
like,
get to
it'll
say.
pick up the
Okay,
pace once we
Pine Needle,
get into
you said that
the
earlier.
content.
Whenever
Yeah,
you
the
first walked
content.
in.
We have a lot of great content.
Yeah,
planned
now you're
today,
quiet.
Pine Needle.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
kinda
Like
stole
what,
my
Leaf?
thunder.
Well,
Yeah, I did.
You just hold your
I did
horses.
steal your thunder.
Because first
What you want?
we
what
have
you
to
want
get
say, Pine
to
Needle?
our
We didn't leave
sponsor
on
today.
good terms.
Oh,
So
who's the sponsor
you
today,
kind of have to
Leaf?
make up for a few
Well,
things, Pine
our
Needle.
sponsor today
Well, Leaf,
is
I
Manscaped.
wanted to say I'm not
and
sorry.
if you
I
scape
was a big
your
fan
men,
of yours,
then
but
click the link
it just
and get
really
your
irked me.
scaped to use on your man.
And it's been
Wow,
rubbing me wrong.
that's pretty cool.
And then I tried to call you
Yeah,
out
I know.
on your show, on your channel, and you didn't
Alright,
take it well.
So
I think I
let's
took it
get
pretty.
on
No,
with
no,
the
yeah,
podcast.
no, no, you didn't.
First, Pine Needle, I wanted
Well,
to
we
ask
can
you,
agree to
what
disagree
did you think
on
of that name
how I
for
took
your
it. Let's
channel
start fresh.
and
Let's
your
start
persona?
right now. There's too much.
Well, my
can't
name
just
is
bury
Pine
that.
Needle, and my channel
We
name
have a
is
history.
called turning
Yeah,
over
I
an
mean,
old
you are
pine
kind
needle.
of my mortal
And
enemy.
I was
that
just
is
really
a lot to just
inspired
leave behind.
by the old
Leaf,
saying, turning
you ever
over
think about how
a new
selfish you
leaf.
are?
But I did a
What?
little
What do
twist
you-
on it.
What do you mean by
because
that, pine needle?
Around where I live,
Well, Leaf,
there's pine
you
trees.
just said there,
And not
I'm your
leaves.
mortal enemy.
But
But
I
you
guess
ever think
needles could be leaves.
about how you could be
Yeah,
my
I'm not
mortal
sure
enemy
if they're
too?
leaves. Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
They might be.
But yet,
Um,
you only think about
yeah.
yourself.
So, did you
Pine needle,
not
I mean,
get the name
yeah,
of that
I
channel
think that
from
kind
the
of
name of my
implies
channel?
that we're both
Oh,
equally
no.
enemies of each other.
What's
but
the name of
since
your
you got a bit
channel
confused
again?
by that because
It's
you're not so
turning
smart.
over an old leaf.
Let's take it from the top, okay? I redact my
Oh, I
previous
see.
words. I cross them out in Sharpie.
No,
and
no,
I'll
that's
try
just
again.
a coincidence.
Me and Pine Needle
coincidence.
are
Yeah.
each other's
Yeah, you
worst
think
enemies.
turning over a
Yeah.
pine needle, yes, and
I guess
turning over
we
an
do
old leaf,
have
yeah.
something in common then.
You think that's
Yeah,
just
of
a
hating
coincidence?
each other.
Okay.
I never really thought about that before.
Just so you know, I'm
Yeah.
still gonna think that about
That's
you.
interesting.
Aw,
Like I
really? Yeah, but
just
I'm
really
just
feel
not gonna
uncomfortable
say it
when
to-
I see
I mean,
you,
that's
like,
yeah.
it kind of makes me shake
Yeah, I was still
because I'm
talking.
angry.
Okay, I'm
You know
sorry.
what? Yeah.
So
I
I'm
kind
still
of
gonna
feel the
hold
same
it
way
to
when
you,
I see you.
and I'm still gonna
Oh,
think that
and
you're a
that
dirty
stupid little
copycat,
smile
but
on your face.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna say
your
it to you. I'm not
smile
gonna
just
act like it. I'm
makes
going
me
to be
so
a very
angry and
professional
pissed
leaf.
off.
Wow, that's really
Yeah.
honorable of you.
And like
yeah,
how you
I
try and make
guess,
YouTube videos to try
maybe.
be me. Oh,
Well,
and how
what do you think
try
is
to
honorable,
pretend to be
Leaf?
me. It's so
I'm the one asking questions.
so-
Pine Needle. You said the
makes
fuck
me
up.
want to punch you.
Okay. Okay, I'm
Makes
sorry.
me want to
Thank you.
punch you too, Pine
Now, Pine
Needle.
Needle.
In your
I noticed
stupid,
that you started uploading
beautiful eyes.
videos a month
And
after I
makes
did.
me want to
So
punch
what made
your
you start uploading
succulent
videos?
lips.
Well, you see, I was in a creative rut in life, and I decided to get out of the
Leaf.
rut in
We can't-
life that I was in
I don't think the mic picked it up.
creatively.
Okay.
By
We're never gonna talk
exploring
about this.
new
Okay.
creative
And you're never gonna talk about-
avenues
No, I would
of
never.
YouTube channel.
You're still my mortal. You're
I
still
see.
my mortal
And
enemy.
that
Okay.
is
Yes.
where
Yeah.
I came up
Okay.
with my first
Okay.
video idea of
So now
why
what are
I
we
left YouTube.
suppose.
Yeah, it was a
we-
pretty good video.
I mean, how
Um,
do we
It did really well. Got a lot of
take
views.
our
many views.
relationship anywhere now?
A lot.
Because we can't put that genie
And,
back in the
yeah,
bottle.
That's just
I
what
know,
I
I
was
know,
thinking
Pine
when I
Needle.
made my.
Like,
Okay.
Anytime
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be
No,
angry
don't
at
be
you,
sorry.
I'm just gonna think about how I also
What I want to know is why
I know,
we have
Pine
the
Needle.
same first video
I know.
on both of our channels.
I just
Well,
can we still be mortal
That's-
enemies? Yes.
that's your
Pine Needle.
first video.
Can still be
Yeah.
mortal enemies.
Mhm.
Can still
Oh,
make
I'm
videos
sorry,
trashing
Leaf. I
the
didn't
other.
know.
But-
Do you want me to turn it?
I know.
Take it down or no?
What if we just pretend like that never happened?
No.
We can't.
Really?
The more
really?
you
yeah,
push it down, the more you're just going to
I feel bad, Leaf. Like,
think about it more or something.
I feel like I've wronged you, and you won't let me make this right.
What if I just left?
Maybe because
Okay, maybe
because
could
Pine
restart
Needle,
the
I don't
recording.
want things.
Recording's
to be
been
right
going on for
between
like
me.
3 hours.
Maybe
I can't just stop.
maybe
that
I
and
just brought
redo
you
it.
on this podcast to call you out, lure you into
It's
a false
longer
sense
than any of
of
my
security.
streams. I know, cause I'm a
and
better YouTuber than
put
you.
you on blast.
I'm a
in
better
front
man.
of, the whole world,
I am
so
stronger,
that they would know
faster,
the wrongs
more
you have done
intelligent.
towards me, Pine Needle.
You're not as cunning.
You
Cunning?
are my enemy.
Sure, you can take that one.
Leaf, I can
Nice.
understand
Yeah.
where you're
nice.
coming from.
Good
yeah,
for
I
you.
bet. Yeah,
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
good for me.
but
Okay.
please, this is just
Oh,
a big
Pine Needle, you give me a
misunderstanding. I don't want you to be angry
And
at
Leaf.
me. I don't
Yeah.
want you to hate
You
me.
give me the
I want
biggest
us
headache.
to be friends. That's why I came on
Is that
here.
a compliment?
That's why I thought,
Needle, I don't
honestly,
even
that
know
we
what you're
were
getting at
already
with
friends.
that.
Oh, You
I
thought
just
we
wanted to
were
one-up
already
you
friends
and say
yeah,
that
friends.
I'm better than you.
What a cruel
But you're
joke.
not.
It's not just.
But I
No,
am.
shh, shh, shh.
But you're not.
But shh.
It's just factually
Just
provable
one.
that
No.
I am
No.
the
I
superior
know you have said
person.
enough. Let me speak.
No, you're not. Okay.
You put on this persona, okay? This
Was
isn't
there
the
any
real
behind-the-scenes
Pine
information
Needle.
that you
This
can
is
give us? Don't.
fake.
Don't.
This is
Our knees are
someone
touching.
putting on a
I'm sorry,
show
your
to
knee
get
was touching my knee.
views,
No, it
to
wasn't.
grow
I
an
didn't move
audience
your knee
by
moved. No, I didn't
pretending
move.
to be nice,
Okay.
sweet,
Any behind-the-scenes
innocent,
information that you can give
maybe
us?
to the point of ignorant,
Well, Leaf,
to look stupid.
I would say in
but like
preparation
it's
for
kind of a cute,
this interview,
kind of stupid that
watched
makes
all
the
of your
girls
videos.
want you more.
I analyzed them.
Um,
I put them through an
but
AI, and I
deep
made
down,
it
you're
spit
actually
out
sick
your
and
weaknesses,
twisted, jealous and
in
evil.
emotionality,
Not a little boy.
in
Yeah, you are a little
Leaf,
boy. You need to
in
grow the fuck up.
YouTubing.
No,
And I
no, Leaf. I will
strategically
not sit here and
attacked
let you talk
each
to me
thing
like
that you are proud
like
of.
what? You know what?
I mean, I
don't
guess
know
it
what you're
works.
talking about. Yes,
Kind
you
of
do,
rise
Leaf.
on me. Yeah,
Well, I would. Yes, you do, Leaf.
that's all you have to say.
Own up to it.
Yeah. Okay. Pineal, you're the least
Well-
favorite person I have ever met in my
So
life.
now you're just gonna give me the silent treatment.
And you make
eh?
me angry because
Well,
you remind me
I'll
of
have you know
myself in
that
certain
my
ways.
fans
Back
out
when I
there
was a
know I am a
timid,
good,
first starting out
pure-hearted
YouTuber a year
person,
ago,
and that
you
I
know,
would
and
never
then that
wrong someone like my
insecurity
friend Leaf.
leads to overcompensation.
And
I bet
that
I
deep down,
overcompensate more
I
than you.
am a good person who looks
Yeah.
out for my fans.
Yeah, you're kind of proving my
And
point, Pine Needle.
I would. I mean,
But I
let's-
prove your
let's
point
look at what
better
I've done, Leaf. Okay.
Than you
Yeah.
ever
Yeah. Let's
would.
take a look. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I have given them so
Pineal.
many Target gift cards and prizes, giveaways,
You
and
just
sweepstakes.
You just
And
are
even right
the
now,
worst thing on
If
the
you
planet.
order $100 worth of T-shirts
Yeah.
from
And
my
that
website,
means I am one
you
step
are
closer
entered
to taking
into
you
the
down,
chance
Leaf.
to win
Pineal,
a
you have
$250
Ruined my first
Target gift
anniversary
card.
live stream.
So sign
You've
up now,
ruined
Leaf. Can
my
you put that
life.
in your description
And you're
too?
just gonna leave
Like
me annoyed the
my-
rest of the day,
my
which is really
giveaway.
annoying. Good. That's step
I don't-
one of the
Leaf, I don't
plan.
hear
You don't
you
have a step
typing.
two.
That's
You're
because
right.
I'm not typing.
I have
I'm not
steps
going to put that
1,
in.
2, 3,
Um,
4, and
Why
the final
no?
step,
Because
step 6
you
plan
are
for your
scamming. I am not You are scamming. Not a
That is better than me. I only
scamming
have like 4
your
steps
audience.
to take
I
you
don't
down.
like that.
Well, what's your steps? Don't worry about. No,
So
what's
I
your?
will
Don't
not
worry about.
support
But
this.
what? No.
Not a scam.
But
I
no.
give out the.
No.
I bet you
Stop it.
do. But
No,
that's
no.
not the point. Is
Okay,
you're
I'm sorry.
luring
Yeah, you
all
should
these
be.
little kids to spend so much money on your stupid merch.
Well, Pine
That
Needle,
probably costs
it
you
has
like a
been
few pennies
wonderful
to make, or maybe
having you
like
on
a
the
dime at
podcast.
worst. And then you
Really? It wasn't
profit from
terrible?
That, then you
No,
give
it was
them
terrible. Now
a
get lost.
small little token
Okay,
of your
fine.
appreciation
Bye,
to
Leaf.
get them all to clamor over your
Can't believe that guy.
merchandise.
It's absolutely horrible. You guys didn't hear it, like.
Well, at least my merchandise
right?
wasn't made in China.
Okay, good.
And
And now for the final video we are going to watch today is Fake Leaf.
hey guys,
And while,
it's
we let this video play, I'll give
today
my
we have
sort of
something really,
outros.
really
It has
serious to
been
talk
a
about.
wonderful
Okay.
journey. Not
So I'm
only
here
over the
on
past
YouTube,
year,
which is
but
the
over
app
the past few
that
hours
you
of
can
this
find
stream.
all of my Leaf
We have
videos
gone
on,
from
and a
humble
lot of videos
beginnings
that
to the
aren't
top of
about
YouTube
me.
to
But you don't
our
need to know
worst
about
spot ever of dealing
Okay,
with Pine
so today
Needle.
I was looking
And
up my
now
own channel
we're climbing
so I
back
could
up to the
watch my
top
own
because
videos,
we're
right?
getting
And
fakers
I like
trying
do that
to
a lot
ride our
because
tails.
It's good to learn from your past
It's
mistakes.
interesting, really.
And,
there's a lot
seeing
of just satisfaction
how
in
so little can
listening to your own
become
voice.
so much.
That is very
I'm hoping
pleasurable, very
over the
uplifting.
next year to
Which I like
expand
to
the
do that
Leaf
from time
brand.
to time.
We
But when I
tested
was
out
doing
movie
that,
reviews,
I
so
noticed
maybe
this.
branching off into making
This lady
our
is
own
copying
feature-length
the
Leaf
style
film,
videos. Let's take a look at the
with
Leaf
collaborating
first,
with
right?
AI.
So you got that?
That's in the works.
Yeah, you
The
probably do,
podcast
'cause
is
you've
obviously
watched
blowing
all
up.
of my
We are never
videos.
going to put more
that's the
money
same
into
thing.
it, and
This
you
is
guys
Fox
will somehow be
54
watching
News
it more and
Huntsville.
more. There's going to be more
We're gonna have to
giveaways,
hunt them down
more
in Huntsville
calling
and ask
outs
them why
of
you're
bad
stealing
YouTubers
my
or
content.
fakers,
So let's take a look
more
at this.
guests.
Another copycat
It is just
down
a
here.
bright and happy
and see what
future
they're
for the
like.
Leaf podcast. I've already seen some more fakers since then that
They've
we
got
can
the
take
subtitles
down
on
together.
for people who are blind and they need some help with
And
that.
I am
I'm very
hoping
inclusive on the Leaf
that by
channel.
the end of next year, we can
So here we
reach
got Emily.
1
She's not even
billion
a Leaf,
subscribers.
and she's trying to
We're
act
already the
like a
biggest,
Leaf.
so it's only up
Yeah,
from
this
here.
fall season. Right.
It was nice having all of you on. I hope you guys liked the movie. I hope you guys liked the guests that popped in and out during. And I hope you liked going down memory lane and revisiting some of your favorite content on the Leaf channel. I still can't believe
And she's
this.
got this
Emily
picture
explains
here
faker,
with
by
Europe.
the way.
And what am I even supposed to like
What a
take from it?
faker.
That there's
Faker.
yellow? Like, yeah.
believe
I go outside and see
I
yellow all
like
the
tails.
time.
Anyways, I don't want to leave it in a bad mood. So, next year, it's going to be a bright and happy year of Leaf. So expect the best.